Hey everyone, let's talk about something that I think a lot of us feel, but maybe don't really know how to put into words. It's that strange gap, right? The one between our faith and our work.
You know the feeling, right? Sunday is amazing. You're at church, you feel totally connected, spiritually on fire, just alive. You think, this is it, I can take on anything. And then, bam, Monday morning, your alarm goes off. And suddenly that powerful faith feels like it's a million miles away. What is going on there? Why does it feel so disconnected?
Well, that feeling has a name. We can call it the Sunday/Monday gap. It's like this spiritual whiplash, you know? You go from this incredible high on Sunday straight into the professional grind of Monday.
I mean, just look at this. It's two different worlds. Sunday, you're all about feeling spiritually alive, being stirred by worship. You feel connected to something bigger. Fast forward to Monday, and what are you doing? You're buried in emails, you're trying to navigate that weird tension with a coworker, you're just scrambling to hit deadlines. It's like that feeling of connection from Sunday just vanishes.
So what is at the root of this? What's really happening? Well, it turns out we're kind of living a divided life. We've accidentally put up this wall, this hidden wall between what we think of as sacred and what we just see as survival.
Let's define that a little more clearly. This Sunday/Monday divide, it's this quiet, internal split. And look, it's not like we do it on purpose, right? It just happens. We end up boxing up our spiritual life and keeping it for church, for that sacred time. And then work, well, work becomes all about survival mode. It's just something we have to endure to get to the next weekend.
Okay, but what if there's a totally different way to think about all this? What if the answer isn't to just try harder at work or pray more? What if it's actually a simple but really profound reframe that comes from an ancient source? Now, this is where things get really, really interesting.
So let's just pause and ask this question, because it's so easy to blame our jobs for this feeling, isn't it? The stress, the toxic culture, that annoying manager, we point the finger there. But what if the problem isn't your work? What if the problem is actually the way you're looking at your work?
Okay, the whole perspective shift hinges on this one single, incredibly powerful line from the book of Colossians. It says, "Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men." I mean, just let that sink in. This is a total game changer. It's not telling you to change your job. It's telling you to change who you're working for. It completely reframes the audience of your work.
And you know what's so amazing about this? The guy who wrote this, the Apostle Paul, he wasn't writing it to a bunch of pastors or missionaries. Nope. He was writing to regular people, ordinary workers in a place called Colossae. We're talking people with normal jobs, dealing with normal, everyday pressures, just like you and me. And he doesn't say, hey, you should all quit and go into ministry. He says, reframe the job you already have. All right, so that sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do that, right? How do you make that practical when the emails are piling up? Well, it actually comes down to one really simple step. Something you can start doing like tomorrow morning.
It's basically a two-step move, and it is so simple. First, you just consciously hit the reset button on your motivation. And here's how. Before you do anything else, before you even open your computer, you pray this super simple prayer. Lord, today I am working for you. That's it. That one sentence completely changes the audience for the rest of your day.
And when you change your audience, you change absolutely everything. Your work. I don't care if you're a coder, a cashier, or a CEO, it can actually become an act of worship. Suddenly, it's not just about getting that paycheck or impressing your boss. It's about something so much bigger. It's about honoring God.
Just think about the ripple effect here. What happens when you really start working as for the Lord? Well, for one, your integrity is just going to grow, naturally. Your drive for excellence, it's going to get deeper, not because you want a raise, but because you're working for a higher purpose. That feeling of purpose will keep you steady even on those really tough days. And all those ordinary, boring, mundane tasks, they actually become sacred. They become worship.
So here's the big takeaway, the thing I really want you to get. Your job is not a distraction from your spiritual life. It's not a barrier you have to get over. It is the place where your spiritual life happens. It's the training ground. It's the main arena where God is shaping you and forming your character day in and day out.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last bit of encouragement. It's a prayer drawn from the stuff we've been looking at that you can take with you into your week. So let's close with this. I'll read it and just let these words kind of wash over you. It really pulls together everything we've been talking about, this idea of walking into work with real clarity, a deep sense of purpose, and this quiet confidence that doesn't come from you but from Him.
And that leaves us with one last question to chew on. It's a bit of a provocative one. We've always been taught that Sunday is the sacred day, right? But with this new way of thinking, what if Monday, the very start of your work week, could actually be your most sacred space of all?